Academics and businesses talked about the need to make natural gas cleaner at the Baku Climate Action Week summit ahead of COP29. NGOs are calling on oil and gas companies to limit methane emissions and for countries to require importers to commit to do so. Methane is one of the largest contributors to global warming and contributes to air pollution around the world. A non-for-profit focused on climate change says it is independently gathering data to identify how much methane is being leaked by companies, allowing it to see whether they are sticking to their promises to decrease emissions. One environmental scientist said decreasing methane emissions could help combat increased storm intensity and floods due to climate change. He said there needs to be more public demand and government pressure for more companies to make such commitments against emissions.
There are many tools, and we're seeing increasing efforts by countries that import gas to require that the sources of their imports come from places that have very low methane emissions, as well as with countries having regulations requiring limited emissions. This is really the low-hanging fruit. The industry knows how to produce gas with very little associated methane emissions.
The International Energy Agency says the energy sector is responsible for more than 1/3 of methane emissions from human activity. It estimates the production and use of fossil fuels led to nearly 120 million tons of methane emissions last year.
To be a real game changer.
A roundtable discussion at the week-long meeting looked at financial opportunities in the green sector. Baku's top goal for COP29 is ensuring more financing for countries to decrease greenhouse gas emissions, calling the summit a litmus test for the Paris Agreement, an international treaty on climate change. A leading representative of Azerbaijan's COP29 presidency says the country's role at the summit is as a mediator.
This is when we expect the finance goal to be achieved, to have consensus on finance between the parties.
And I commend Azerbaijan as the incoming presidency.